everybody. I don't know if we timed that right or not. I may have just been sitting there looking at a screen for 5 seconds before anything happened. But regardless, it's Tuesday night. It's a little after 9 p.m. Thank you for staying with us through the end of that Mama's Family Marathon here on the Superstation. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. We're a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing today?
I mean, it's beautiful.
I mean, how we have to be doing well. Otherwise, why are we doing a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any dour losers can come on and poo-poo everything.
There's plenty of that available.
Yeah. Right? Oh, good Lord. Especially this month. But joining me here in the top row, I was given express. I've totally lost the buttons here. There we go. Come on now, buttons. Come on. We're here in the top row with the former manager of global brand development at Hasbro for the G.I. Joe brand. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
Man, I got a lot of former titles. I should get them all on a shirt. But I'm feeling very tall tonight, Mike, because you're not a short guy, but towering.
No, I got a camera in a weird spot. I'm not
do you?
enough, so it's way tall. Like this camera is literally. I'm sitting here. It's like it's eye level, and so that means that it's getting way up here into the Spider-Man realm.
Right.
My garage shelving.
We've tried the low angle, but people complain about nose hair.
Right,
so.
Right. And I mean, I've trimmed that out, but man, like the hair on top may not be particularly gray yet, but the hair in there, oh man, shocking white.
I may have to start combing over. We'll see. Down low.
That's a good look.
Yeah, right.
In the bottom row, he is the former host of our spin-off show, Rack Time. Lord knows what happened there. Even I'm not sure. But it's Rack Time Rob, our comic book expert.
Hey, and I have had a camera in a weird spot, and it led to a surgery. So
there you
I
go.
recommend and don't recommend it.
2 more long days of school left, Rob. Is that what that means?
Yeah. With the students anyway.
With the students, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of non-student drinking days that are going to happen.
Oh.
I thought Rob called those Wednesdays.
No, Wednesdays were normally my long days.
Oh, okay.
I mean, come on now. They're your long day because you go to the comic book store.
No, they're my long day because I had, like after school stuff and then went to the comic book store.
Oh, okay. All right. I just figured you were hanging out, decompressing at Downtown Comics or something.
Yeah, no.
Which would have been understandable.
On Free Comic Day, do you just load up? It's just like bring them, get all of them. Just give me all.
It depends. I mean, if it's something that I think I would read, but some of them are looking like, oh, look, yeah, no, nobody's.
Daryl, he's one of the few guys they allow in the comic store. It's in the same strip mall as a Walmart. They let him take one of the shopping carts inside.
Nice. I'd expect that.
Like there are people there was a while there where I didn't make it in and Rob was just picking up my books. There are folks who worked there, the newbies, who just thought that I was a separate pull list so he could get even more comics.
Nice.
Like that's how bad it was. And then also in the bottom, but the former vice president of Daryl the Priest on the program. Round of applause.
Hey, no applause. No applause.
I did notice it's been 2 years
since I was on the show with you guys. Yeah. Has it been 2 years?
Been a while. Yeah.
Wow.
It has. I apologize. It's no, I think it's been 2. I think it was episode 300.
Yeah. Well, we should make this at least an annual event.
I think we were running on Dungeons. I mean, we were running on Dungeons and Dragons night for a while, so it was a non-starter, I think.
Magic the Gathering.
I think
I thought it was D&D.
Yeah, I don't play D&D. My son does, but Friday nights
aren't we running on? Because I know we scheduled this a few weeks out because you did have some kind of recurring Tuesday night excursion that you were doing, and this is the first week where you freed up. I thought it was Magic the Gathering night.
It could be. I mean, things have changed. Things have changed quite a bit. The schedule's moved around, but anyway.
I mean, you could play Magic any night. It's not,
That is not true.
No,
only Friday night Magic here. An occasional Saturday night we have a draft pod. We get together at somebody's house for tiki drinks and Magic. But that's maybe once a month, usually once every other month. But it's Friday night Magic is the only time that I can regularly play with people. I do not like to play Magic online. I won't do that.
Okay.
I don't find the interface satisfying, so I play what's called paper Magic, which is in person only.
So tiki drinks plus Magic. I got to think you have the wardrobe for the tiki drink Magic showdown.
Sure, of course. I've got a whole closet full of what do you call them? Aloha shirts. Yeah, cool shirts that I like. Some would not think they're cool, but I do. So.
I mean, you right? There's tiki drinks involved. That's what you go to.
Tiki drinks involved. Tiki drinks and Magic. I mean, what could go wrong? 3 hours of drinking.
That's not even that's a non.
I should not be driving after these events, but I do. So,
all right.
Luckily, it's all downhill.
Oh Lord. Of course, GI Joe history and brain power on the show tonight. You got a burning question that you just got to ask. That's a good way to know it. A good way to get it answered. There we go. Finally, it popped up on the screen for me. I don't know if it popped up for you guys any sooner.
You're skipping a lot, is what I'm getting.
Oh, this is the worst.
It is a little laggy.
Okay.
Yeah, I am I'm hearing some lag too, Michael Gene Fleming. So Mike, I am getting some lag on your end. I thought it was maybe my sketchy. Oh, and he just rage quit on us. Oh.
No. I got promoted.
Well, all right. You know what this means? This show's down to 20 minutes.
Just historically, that doesn't happen very often.
Oh, he's back. Oh,
what a tease, man!
We thought you rage quit on us, Mike, when we said you were.
No. That was a conscious move to try and get myself back in sync.
All right, very good.
Just to give my a chance to get back in there.
I don't know if it works.
Mike is skipping through time like on that Futurama episode with the Globetrotters.
And Philip, you are 100% right. It's an excuse to get out of the house, play Magic, and drink tiki drinks. That's all it is. It doesn't matter how I do that night.
Can you tell if you play better on Fridays versus Saturdays?
I usually no, it doesn't.
Okay, just checking.
It's the same either way.
Man, I'm just thinking from a ships in the night perspective. Had Chris Cox taken over Hasbro a little earlier, I bet he would have had just mad respect for anybody who spoke Magic fluently.
I doubt that.
You don't think so?
On the Hasbro side, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think he would have zero respect for anybody in the Hasbro building who actually, profess an interest in Magic. I think he has a lot of respect for the people at WotC who actually do Magic.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. Enough said about that.
Fair enough. I can't tell if Mike is frozen or pouting right now. Or both.
Maybe.
Possibly both. So,
I glitched. I had to figure.
Now he's definitely frozen.
Yeah, it's stumbling a bit, Mike.
A few more super chats, and what's on your mind can upgrade the tech.
And you know what? He might be doing this on purpose. It's altogether possible. So, Daryl, we haven't had you on in 2 years, but the schedule's finally aligned. And I'm sure people want to know what you're up to right now.
Yep.
So what's been going on in the land of Daryl DePriest?
So the last year has been a really interesting year. Let me start off by telling the story that I'm from San Diego originally, and that's where my family, or my mom is, and my brothers are out there too. And my mom recently, or a couple of years ago, came down with the early stages of dementia, so memory loss. And so my brother out there in San Diego appointed me in charge of kind of dealing with her estate, the house, and all of the stuff. And my parents, you can see behind me, I'm a collector, and most people know me. I'm an inveterate collector. I've got a massive amount of stuff, and I focus on toys, comics, cards, things like that. But my parents were also collectors and hoarders of a sort, so the gene is in me. My dad passed away about 25 years ago, but he left behind a massive sword and edged weapons collection and a tool collection. And so I was in charge of dealing with the estate, and I decided just to drive out to California. And I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, so about 31 hours away. And I also set up at various toy shows around the country, about five, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 toy shows a year. And I've got a couple in Dallas. And I decided I'm just going to pack my car for Dallas. There's a G.I. Joe show in Dallas and a Star Wars show now in Dallas. And I'll just do the show and then just keep going to California and help out my mom and deal with her estate. And I did that. And I made a lot of trips across the country. I think 2 years ago, I drove across the country the equivalent of about 6 times. I found I love driving. And as long as I have podcasts, I do not mind driving. And being semi-retired, I can take the time to see the things I want to see that I really haven't done before. So they were kind of working vacations. And I've been seeing people around the country, collections that I've heard about and I want to see, mostly 12-inch G.I. Joe, but also art collections of American art, packaging art, things like this from acquaintances I've known. And so the last couple of years have been, for me, it's a journey around the country viewing fantastic collections. And I get inspired. I get inspired by seeing what people collect, mostly G.I. Joe, but other things as well. How they display it. That's really been important and inspiring for me. And I get energized. You know, it kind of fills my batteries to talk to people, what makes them passionate about things. And then also taking inspiration from the way they display. And up until like last fall, this room that I'm sitting in right here, this is a display room I have in my house that for 7 years has been kind of like an eBay staging area for all the extra stuff I'm selling. Boxes piled up everywhere. And I was kind of ashamed of not being able to put my display cases to good use here. And finally, last year, it was the kick in the butt. I went to see some great collections. And it was the inspiration. So I basically reacquainted myself with what I had been accumulating for decades. And the first thing that I really collected was 12-inch Joe. That was what my first book was on back in 1999. And I dedicated this room in the house to 100% getting my 12-inch Joe stuff out of archives. And when I lived in Rhode Island, it was off archive because of sun damage coming in through the basement. So really, the thing that started me as a collector, 12-inch Joe, has been off display for like 20 years. And just getting it back out was a, revitalization of my love for Joe. And, it reignited my passion for it and started me on a journey. And I also bought, inspired by a collector, Ace Allgood in Minneapolis. Ace is a big 12-inch Joe collector. He convinced me that I needed to buy what's called a garage dominium, which is a giant storage space. And so there is a development here in Chattanooga, and I bought a garage dominium. It's what you would imagine in a giant storage space. It's 20 feet wide, 50 feet deep, 20 feet tall. And I put a second floor on it called a mezzanine. And that is the work in progress. That is a gallery / museum for all the art and Disney posters I have, extra posters I have. And I've got a massive order of display cases coming in this week. And that's where I'll have Star Wars, Marvel Legends, the DC 6-inch figures from Mattel and DC Direct, and everything else I love, Micronauts, Shogun Warriors. That'll all be on display over there. And my 3 3/4 Joe loose armies will be over there. But during this whole, this kind of couple year process of finding what's important for me, getting back to displaying the things that I really love rather than just accumulating them, I've prioritized kind of everything that I own, and basically have, come to the conclusion, if I can't display it, or if I'm not actively writing a book about it, or in the near term not going to do a book, then it doesn't make the cut. And that is kind of where we are today. And that's why I have decided to consign my 3 3/4 packaged Joe collection, carded, boxed things, plus a good chunk of my pre-production G.I. Joe stuff, G.I. Joe 3 3/4 stuff, to auction. And so that's going to auction at Heritage in a July 12th auction. It ends on the 12th. There it is. It's called G.I. Joe Absolute, an American Icon. And it features a massive amount of things that I consigned, plus amazing things that have come in from other collectors who heard about it and felt the kind of momentum gathering for what's going to be a pretty epic auction. So there's a lot of amazing stuff in there. And the cover of the mini catalog, I think you also have that. We can talk about this stuff. Three of the things I consigned were some of my paint masters, and I have retained some of my favorite paint masters, but I decided to consign these three, including Firefly, to the auction, which was very tough. But I felt adding Firefly kind of added some, incredible juice to the auction that I think is just going to take it to the next level. Certainly, it's already gotten a lot of interest, and I think it'll continue to build as we get closer to the show. But the important thing here, I think, for me is that in deciding to consign this, I've decided that it will never, the 3 3/4 carded and boxed collection that I have, that I've been assembling for 20 plus years, won't ever make the cut for display for me. My priority is loose in most cases, except for 12-inch Joe and vintage Kenner Star Wars, sort of the two things that bracketed my childhood. So if it wasn't going to make the cut and I couldn't devote the massive amount of space that was going to be needed for it, that I've decided I can let it go. The second thing is I blame it on Carson. At one time I did harbor the thought of doing a book series on 3 3/4, the 3 3/4 Joe line. And that would focus on, all the card back variations, the art on the cards, basically a comprehensive guide. And with what Carson is doing and now working with Wayne on the field guides, there's no need for me to do a book. There's not another book in there. So that made it a little bit easier to kind of cut loose. I didn't have to save all that stuff for archives.
There you go.
In many cases, I've got photos. I've already taken photos of it if I needed it. So I kind of said, I'm not going to do a book. I'm going to focus my book efforts on other things that haven't been covered before. And that made it easier to go, to let that go. Kind of the third motivation.
Real quick, Diana Davis wants to know if there's anything she's calling for info here, Daryl.
Well, yeah, Diana. So you want to talk about Duke?
Right. Probably.
So we'll talk about Duke. So one of the prototypes in my collection was in 1990. For the 1995 line, Hasbro was working on a decreased articulation model of a 3 3/4 figure, and Phil might remember better what the line is called. But in there, I have I believe it's the Duke prototype from that line. So that's probably the best, Duke thing that I have that I've consigned to the auction that I can recall. There were some other prototypes in there, some other 3 3/4, but pretty much, I think that one's pretty cool. And so the third motivating factor is the last couple of years have been pretty amazing for auctions, for items coming to auction. And I think we're at a point in our hobby, the figure collecting hobby, where, there's a lot of great collections that have been coming to market, and there's certainly a lot of new people who have chances to get things. But the same has been true for other things I collect, like Disneyland posters and some other things. And there are some key holy grails that are missing from those other collections that I really want to get, that I've been on the sidelines of some pretty epic auctions. Case in point, Vlix. Vlix is the rarest of the Kenner era Star Wars figures, released only in South America or Brazil, I think. And I don't have a Vlix, but they've been coming up in auction, and I haven't been able to participate because the wife says no. not until you have toy money to spend can you spend that much money on an action figure. Same thing with Disney posters. The rarest one came up that I really needed for my collection. I couldn't participate in that auction. So I don't want to be in at that point anymore where I can't jump on something that really I've been chasing for decades and haven't been able to get. So this will help me kind of restock or have a kind of slush fund to be able to pursue the things I really want. So
right, I think we all reach that point with our collections where you have to sacrifice some bulk to get some of that flexibility to regain some of that agility.
Yeah.
So to speak, because there comes a point when you can't be into everything all at once, right? I have stuff that I know has been packed away for literally 20 years now, since I moved out of Kansas City.
Yep.
Which was a lifetime ago. That I if I knew where it was, I would sell it tomorrow, but I can't even tell you that much. I can certainly sympathize with the need to become lighter and
yep, lighter, display focused, really almost like a museum focus. And that's my goal, Mike, is I want the things that I really love on display, so I could see them. And if they're not going to make the cut in the space that I've allotted to have, both here at home and then at the what I call the Bat Cave, the Garage Dominium, then I've got a problem. Why am I holding on to it if I can't have it on display?
What I need to know is Garage Dominium the actual term, or is that just what Ace called it? Because that sounds a lot like an Ace word. No,
that's actually a physical word. So if you type in Garage Dominium, and look for complexes near me, you'll find them probably. A lot of cities have them. Minneapolis, where Ace lives, happens to have a lot of them because there's a big car culture there. So there's a million classic cars there, and people have to house them somewhere. So people have found it's a good business to build these. Basically, a Garage Dominium complex is a bunch of these giant storage units connected together, and they're non-residential. So, but you can run businesses out of them. People run, machine shops and landscape businesses, but also store their classic collections and bourbon collections, and they make man caves, out of them. So, but if you type in Garage Dominium, you'll see pictures of them coming up.
Okay, because I'm aware of these things. There were a bunch of them when I was living in St. Louis. That's a big classic car place too.
Yeah. Yep.
And so you'd see them all over the place, but I hadn't seen that term before, so I was wondering if maybe that was just some Ace all good flavor that we were throwing into the story there.
No, but Ace is a bad influence in other ways, not just
right. Look, he's been on the program. Our folks, if they've been with us any length of time, they understand.
Yeah, no, Ace is absolutely amazing. But he was a bad influence, and he said, "Look, this is what you need to do. You need to invest a lot of money, close out your savings, and direct it over here." So,
how do Ace and Mrs. DePriest get along?
Well, Ace stays here twice a year on his way to Atlanta shows, so we all, we have fun together. So it's great. I mean, mostly it's Ace and I spending time geeking about Joe. So, but,
she probably thinks well of him because he gets you out of the house for a while.
That's fair.
Yeah, but she knows he's a bad influence on me. So Ace will get me to spend money on stuff that probably shouldn't have spent that much on it.
Daryl, I know you kept really meticulous notes and inventories on your collections, but when you finally got to break your 12-inch Joe collection out and assemble it, were there things that you forgot you had, or anything that you were missing that you thought you had but couldn't find?
Well, that's an interesting question. So I didn't mean to infer that for the 20 years that my Joe collection has been packed away, that I wasn't accessing it. So I get a lot of questions. In G.I. Joe, there's a lot of interest in early variations and early prototypes and things like that. And that shouldn't be a surprise. I had some of those in my book, and that there's a lot of interest in that early first stuff. So I was constantly accessing my collection, which was packed away in boxes and bins, and I tried to make it as accessible as possible. But it was still really hard to answer people's questions because I had to go in, move stuff, get the stuff out, and unpack it from either the comic long boxes, racks they were in, or whatever. So it was inconvenient to interact with it. But I knew pretty much everything I had because I was constantly, kind of in there searching stuff. So there were no surprises in there, but putting everything up in these display cases I have allowed me to take a complete inventory and compare that against maybe variations I was missing, some things that, this was the important part, some things that had degraded over the years, especially things that have rubber in them, like scuba suits and things like that. Yeah. So I came away with a whole list of upgrades that I needed. And I also decided I'm an army builder. So I decided for some of these, I may have had 8 of something, but I wanted 12 of them, to really flesh out a whole shelf. So my list was getting more parts to complete more figures. So it gave me an extra motivation to go to the toy shows and look for things. And I'd rather find them at toy shows than on eBay, to be honest.
Don't do it, Daryl.
Yeah, Beachhead. Yeah. Now,
these guys, don't do it, man.
You were up to, well, it's a strange choice for an army builder, Mike, because Beachhead is a character. It's Wayne Steeden, is that right?
Correct. Identical cousins like the Dreadnoks.
So Wayne he's a single character. How do you reconcile having 48, or what are you up to now? 150, I think, at the last point.
Oh, Daryl, we'll get to that at the end of the show.
Okay. So having 150 of the same non-generic character.
Daryl, why do you think he asked about garage dominiums?
I tease. We all have our peccadillos. We like
that's
things.
it.
It's one of those things. I'll answer that question, Daryl, because I don't think anybody's ever asked me that before. It's kind of I'm never going to be like a big money type collector, like the really exclusive stuff. Like I don't have the interest in spending that kind of money on those things.
Right.
So I picked something that is attainable, but still makes me a weirdo. So, like I wanted something in this collection of mine to be distinct. I just didn't want to be good at retail kind of thing. So I decided that getting building a specific character is the way to go. And there's two inspirations for that. One, of course, our good friend Brian Kaufman has probably 1,000 crystal ball figures at this point. And he just again, in any way, shape, form, I think he's just got a pile of them. I really do. It's terrifying. I've helped him feed that addiction.
Of course.
So just game recognizing game.
Exactly.
I will occasionally throw an 87 crystal ball his way.
Yep.
but and the other one was, of course, I a few years ago I got to talk to Dan Larson, right as his Boba Fett collection was gathering up, and and his is a little bit more organized, and he's got got some notes on it, and I tend to kind of go a little bit more that way in regards to keeping track of when they were purchased and where they were purchased from, and what have you. I'm a little bit weird about the Beachhead figures, and that's kind of the whole reason why I wanted to be a little bit weird about something in this collection rather than just having a pile of stuff. So
perfect answer. Jabba Long in Toy City asks a good question. How did the missus react to the Garage Dominium idea? Not well. But here was the reality. She knew I was unhappy. I was very frustrated with, I have this fantastic toy collection, but it wasn't on display. I wasn't very happy. Something was wrong. And I also had 3 packed storage units, 10 by 10 storage units, packed to the rafters with archive things I wanted to write books on, my Star Wars book inventory, things for sale, stuff like that. And it was so difficult to unpack those to get stuff. So she knew I was unhappy, and basically I talked her into it. I said, this is what I need to do. And it involved, selling, basically I cashed in my Roth IRA, which had been sitting there for decades. And it just happened to be almost what it took to make the purchase. So I was able to do that without a big tax hit, because Roth IRAs you can cash in without any tax implications. They're post-tax growth.
Pay your tax.
Yep, I convinced her that's what I needed to do, that it was a real estate investment. And I showed her the 30-year amortization instead of paying storage over 30 years. This would be
there you go.
There you go.
Itself. So it was not an easy discussion, but one that she agreed that I needed to do, and so she's my partner in it. So she made the thing that she wanted to do was downstairs in there. She made a little mid-century modern living room. So she said, when I visit you, I could sit and read and be comfortable. But she's never come over and visited. So hopefully she will someday.
But now you can sit there and be comfortable.
That's right. Usually I'm working though. So
the Garage Dominium, I have a feeling that's an idea for Racktime Rob's comic collection.
I think so.
I think
so. You can store a lot of comics there, Rob.
Right next to that can be the giant tent where we have to live.
That's right.
But hopefully we'll have land near a stream for running water.
Well, Rob, I'm gonna have to ask you. Do you have any of your best comics on display at all?
Not on display, no.
So I've
got books in bookcases and things like that, but yeah.
So the display cases that are here that I've got this laptop on in the center of this display room, I bought them because they were like the counters you see at comic book shops.
Yeah,
it worked for me, and until I made this 100% focused on Vintage Joe, I had my Golden Age comics, my Silver Age, kind of my miscellaneous gold, LB Cole covers and wacky stuff like that was all here. And I had some Marvel and Star Wars issues over there. And I had that on display, but I had to give that over to Joe. But there's nothing I like more than that pop of color, that you get from your favorite comic issues. And in my case, it's a lot of 60s and 70s, Neil Adams covers and some key books I had and Legion of Superheroes books. And I need to find a way to get those on display again. And it might be that I have to put up some of those racks that comic shops have where you put them and they lean against the wall.
Oh yeah, the hey kids comic, yeah.
Well, no, not the spinner racks.
Not the spinners. Okay.
but just where they keep the better comics, behind the counter.
Yeah.
So
the thing that basically I've been doing lately is I'm happy just to read them more than it is like to possess a certain issue at this point anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So DC is trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any of these?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
So I know Death in the Family. That's a classic reprint. So why
well,
are they?
this is, like I said, this is more than just Death in the Family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's in there. That's, the primary thing. But the DC Finest line, if you're familiar with the Marvel Epic collections,
Yeah. Okay.
this is basically their version of it.
I see.
And I mean, they're they're typically like 600 pages, a thing for
Oh my gosh.
$40. I get them off a website. I can only get them for 20.
Is that where is that what is it called? It's trades, right? It's,
Yeah.
At discount trades, or what was it called?
This one is
I know what you mean.
stock trades.
Yeah. I've looked at that too. Anyway, the DC Finest stuff is now like the latest addiction. It's
Right. It's a good thing to get that teacher discount, Rob.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's literacy.
So the Bart Simpson asks, when do we get a tour? So I would love to give people a tour. My Batcave isn't set up yet. I've got display cases on the way. The top floor is just ready for those. I've got my lighting set up and kind of my gallery walls that I built. I built these moving walls that hide the racks of storage bins that
nice.
Go from floor to ceiling. So these walls that have my Disney posters on them, and they all move. They're moving racks, but otherwise it presents like a gallery. Nice floors, and I'm getting. Hopefully the display cases will come this weekend, and then I can start setting that up. And then I will definitely send you guys some pictures of that when it sets up. But it's going to take me probably a couple of years to get everything the way I want it. It just takes a long time. I have to do LED lighting on all the shelves of the display cases. Right. So using that strip lighting they have now. So I've got to learn that technique and soldering and all that stuff and baffles to get that set up. So it'll take a long time.
If in Game 1 asked, does anybody Army build Deep 6? And I'm going to say, no, that's all yours, man. That's all you.
So, but which Deep 6? Is it the original limited articulation Deep 6? Or is it
the original hollow statue?
Yeah.
I could understand the kitsch in that. Just have a display of 300 totally immobile action figures.
And Mike, you can pose them all slightly differently.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
At least until the arm articulation gives out.
Right.
Yep. Phil, you should know you've got an invite to come over here anytime you want. You just have to leave San Diego. And I know it's hard leaving Disneyland and and all the things that trap you there. But come here and help me set up things. That's what I need.
Yeah, eventually a keg full of anchor steam. That sounds like a good plan.
And Diana, I wish. I don't know what's going on with that. The guy who bought Anchor Steam a few years ago, I just haven't heard any progress on it. If there is progress, let me know. But I miss that beer dearly.
That's F in Game 1 chiming back. He's got 10 of the original ones, so that's a start, man.
Oh, there you go.
Well done.
It's 9 more than we had.
That's right.
I saw one today that I could have picked up for pretty cheap for you. So I'll go back and see if it's still there next time. I will send you one to make it 11. Noah Manchild chiming in with thank you.
Yeah.
Inspirational. Hopefully what you're doing helps all collectors to focus on the why we collect and how to best enjoy and engage with our collections. Absolutely, man.
So that's a great comment. And look, I'm 61, so I'm a generation older than I think everybody here, because Real American Hero brought everybody here together. And it's kind of taken me a long time to wake up and realize that it's the art of the display is key, and that's what I want to work towards. My wife knows that this stuff will go to the grave with me. I don't really think about, once I have it, I don't think about the value of it. I just think about how much I like it and how cool.
That was her plan too, Daryl. She just have it in after you.
Yeah, exactly. But
push the whole garage dominium off the cliff.
Yeah, but I do encourage everybody to just work with the space you have and just start putting up the coolest stuff and see where your interests, take you. So even on these shelves behind me, these Joe shelves that I've got, it's not kind of your standard displays. One thing I'll just give you a little example. One thing that I've done over time with G.I. Joe is one of the common things you find in like almost every Foot Locker of old vintage Joe stuff are these sandbags. And there's these little burlap bags with a little puffy pillow in them. And it's like the dumbest accessory ever made. It's like, why as a kid would you want a sandbag? Did you ask for it, or was it the only thing on the shelf when someone gave it to you at a birthday party? But nevertheless, there are all these sandbags out there in people's collection. And over the years, if I got good quality sandbags, and what's cool is they have this little G.I. Joe cloth tag sewn in every one. A lot of work went into making these sandbags. I've just never sold them. I've just kept them. And I woke up and as I was putting these displays together, I had a whole tote of these sandbags. And what I did was I lined the shelves behind my action soldiers with sandbags that makes them look like, they're on the battlefront. And it's these kind of little touches, which I've never, I hadn't seen that in a collection before, that kind of personalize the displays. And that's really what I think, everybody should think about, is about personalizing your display, make it your own, figure out your own, unique reason for it. With Beachhead, sand is calling, Mike. So you can do something crazy with sand and Beachhead. And, just get that shelf going, man.
I think shelves plural is perhaps the better term, Daryl.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, that'll come up again later in the show. Don't worry.
There's no more Woolworths we can raid for those things.
We have a segment based around how many of the damn things I've got. So I actually made the graphic this week, so there will be a Beachhead segment this week.
So is Nowhere Man-Child, is that gray, or
no, Nowhere Man-Child is Jeff Butler.
Hey Jeff, yeah, that'll be great. Great.
Posted for us before.
Yeah, fantastic. And so the bug. So that's the interesting thing. So the Bart Simpson. While I consigned my packaged Joe stuff and a lot of my pre-production things to Heritage, I did not consign my loose Joe collection. So I still have all my armies of 3 3/4 Army builders and all my loose vehicles. And I think the bug count right now it's just 3. 3 really cherry bugs, and it's tough to find those complete bugs. So I've got those, and I've got my favorite vehicles I retained, and that's going to form the basis of my Joe and Cobra sides of the display cases. What I don't know how to deal with actually in my new displays is things like terror drums, because they're too big for my display cases, and so I've got to figure out how to get those on display. So but that's another problem.
Is there a corner of like vintage furniture you could move out to make room for the bugs, for the terror drones?
No. So this is a high class problem to have, but I'm trying to maximize still in the footprint I have. Like I will not have all the display cases I want. I'm hoping to have eventually close to 40 display cases. When I mean display case, I mean the 4 foot wide, 6 feet tall, to almost 2 feet deep. There's glass all around. Lots of shelves, but still some things don't fit on them. Like for instance, the vintage collection sail barge will not fit in a display case. It has to go on a display case. So in that case, I'm getting a shorter display case and just setting it on and hanging like the Star Wars with the Razor crest in the air. I'll have to do creative things like that to get the bigger things on there. I will not have a USS flag because the one I had is consigned to the auction, and Heritage thought it was sufficiently good to go get it graded. So it's a graded flag now. I don't think it'll ever be opened again. Certainly not by me, but
artists can get those circular glass cases that restaurants put cakes and pies on for terror drones.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's as good as we're going to do, I think.
That's a good one. I like that.
But some other graphic stuff. You brought up the auctions again. some of the stuff that's leaving your collection and going into hot little hands. And mind you, we're doing this, obviously it ends in July, so that if you happen to be somebody who is seeing this, that you have some time to get your finances in order, and perhaps your marriage attorney in line.
That's right.
In the top left there, we've got the canceled Battle Corps Rangers Paint Masters and Ninja Commandos from 1995.
Yep.
We've got that roadblock that put a kid's eye out. Well, I mean, no, but anyways, he's AFA 90, which is the highest grade example of one of those from 92.
Yep.
I'll die on this hill, Daryl. That's the best mold for any roadblock in Real American Hero.
I love that mold, and I used to army build. Well, so that I love that upper torso with that kind of, what do you call it, ribbed cotton T-shirt or whatever it was. Yeah. I think it's a fantastic upper torso, and the lower torso is good too. But it can go on a lot of different figures, and so I used to do a lot of Franken combos using that roadblock. I agree with you.
We got a red carded Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander AFA 85 from 82. It would have been out of the Sears set probably.
That is correct.
And then we've got the Snake Eyes straight arm from 82, a 9-back graded out at AFA 85 plus, which is the second highest grade that we know of.
Yep.
And so some neat stuff there.
I'm looking at the screen to read that, because I actually haven't read that myself. Okay, cool.
And then we've got a Special Missions Brazil AFA 70. Listed and Fun Tripwire AFA 70 plus. The Hit and Run Parachute from Target AFA 75. And of course, my favorite, Tiger Force Agent Yellow Snow.
So those Tiger Forces hurt, but I do have them loose, so I'm not complaining. But they are some of my favorites, because the color, they just pop. I love those Tiger Force carded figures. But if I'm letting all of the package stuff go, it's all gonna go. So I'm gonna focus on the loose.
I had that Hit and Run on pre-order, but Target canceled it. Bastards.
Way back then, huh?
Way back then.
Target canceled everything on you, Mark.
Target's had it out for me for a long time.
Yep. So those are some of the things, man. It's been a long journey. I think every JoeCon I was just hunting for stuff, just trying in those hours before the show opened to get things for my list. So that's a lot of fun hunting memories,
I'm
for sure.
I'm a big fan of the Listen and Fun Tripwire file card, because pound for pound, it might be the expensive piece in the Real American Hero collection.
Oh, really?
It's legit a thumbnail, right? Like, it's right there between the figure and the card. But if you're a guy who collects, I can just buy them loose, I don't need them on card, but I do need the file card. Okay, good luck with that Listen and Fun file card.
Right.
It's neither listening or fun. But
I got a Tiger Force Blizzard, but he is not AFA 70.
No.
Yep. So nowhere Manchild. That is, I actually got my Reaction Plus Tiger Force Snake Eyes driving across the country 2 weeks ago. I found it in Amarillo, Texas. So I don't know where you're located, but Texas had a bunch of those on the shelf. I couldn't believe how many I saw, but I just got the one because that's all I wanted. But I did get that Snake Eyes.
It seems to be the way it goes. Everybody finds everything in Texas.
Yep.
Daryl, how many hours are you in Texas on that Chattanooga to San Diego trek?
Quite a ways, because the way it usually puts me, if I'm not going to Dallas, if I'm driving, say, to Vegas or San Diego. I was just in Vegas 2 weeks ago for MagicCon Vegas. I went there to play. It puts me across the entire length of Texas. So I'll come out of Tennessee and Memphis, drive across Arkansas, and then is it from Arkansas into Texas, or maybe it's Oklahoma? It's Oklahoma, and then I hit Texas. That's just a little bit of Texas, actually. The other way, anyway, whatever. The other way, I'm go the entire length of Texas, pretty much. coming back south, it's the whole way.
We went to the Sun Bowl once because we were in Arizona for Christmas, and ASU was playing in the Sun Bowl. And when we just got into the very western tip of Texas, it had a road sign with how far it was to get to things, and they put Houston on the road sign just so they could do that Texas flex.
Yeah,
and be like, yeah, it's 2,600 miles to Houston. No big deal, right? Like,
yeah.
Meanwhile, Alaska road signs say, "Hold my beer."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, right.
Right.
We were in the I think it was after Juneau. We were up in Alaska, and the tour guide said there are no roads out of this town. There's only 3 ways out: plane. He said plane, boat, or coffin. And I'm like, that's dark, but I guess true. So there's your Alaskan humor for the day.
Hey Phil, you can have my snake eyes if you meet up with me in Chattanooga.
Ooh.
Otherwise, I'll look for one for you on my next drive. I'm driving to Dallas in 2 weeks for JoeCon. I'll see if I can find one for you.
Yeah, Joe 66 Delta. What does that sell for? I'm thinking he's talking about that card at Snake Eyes. Good question.
Oh, that one?
That's what we'll find out with the auction.
Not the Tiger Force. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the Tiger Force.
Oh, now we're talking. See, but pretty cool that he knows where it is and can go get it now, right?
Yeah.
Like
Bart lived in Houston, drove to Phoenix, and was in Texas for most of the trip. That tells you something. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dude, the best flex I ever had when we moved from Phoenix to DC, I just trimmed the top off of Texas. So we were only in Texas for like an hour and a half. It was great.
Right, the panhandle.
Yeah.
So Phil, this one is yours if we meet up. Sometime soon, I'll give that to you. I was at Disneyland on Cinco de Mayo, and
so was Phil.
I forgot to message Phil. I was seeing my other buddy there, but darn it, I could have handed it off to you, given you that. Anyway, so are people having trouble finding these nationwide? Because, like I say, when I stopped in Amarillo, they probably had 20 of these on the shelves. And I thought about buying more, but I'm like, I just want one to open. I don't need, a ton, but I could have done a public service for people by getting more of them.
Yeah, the Target exclusive ones tend to be real hit or miss.
Yeah.
I used to work for Target some years ago, what we found is that a lot of stuff that's into Chicago, which is not real far from here, but apparently far enough. Because there is only one store in this area that is on the same traffic, same distribution lines as Chicago, and that store gets everything. Whereas the other stores in Indianapolis do not. They run through from out of Louisville, and they get nothing.
Hey, Daryl, while we're kind of on the subject, what's your opinion of how Super 7 is doing with that Reaction Plus line?
Well, I don't know if we ever talked about Reaction. I do not own a single one of those figures. I hated them. I didn't think they fit the spirit of Joe. And I'm internally tortured on the fact that during my time there, I think you were with me there when we did Retaliation Mark, and I felt I was kind of forced into releasing lowly articulated Joes. And still today, this pains me because that wasn't in the spirit of what G.I. Joe was about. So when they came out with this, I was thrilled, because I think the O-ring body is a work of art, and I try to support, all of the O-rings out there. Carson, the Total Recall, and the other ones out there too. I try to support. And so when they did this one, I was thrilled. I think the execution leaves a little bit to be desired. Like I wish the bats really had a hologram chest piece instead of the one they had. But that's a small quibble because I'm really thrilled, to see it. I think they're doing some good things. What I would like them to do is all of the figures, and this is a plea to Super 7, all of the figures that you released that were original in the Reaction line, please release them in Reaction Plus. And I will buy them, like all the green shirts, all of those things. It pains me that they exist in a crappy form.
Sorry.
I have the Tiger Force Snake Eyes in the original reaction form, and I bought it on clearance at my local comic shop for $5. And I bought it expressly because it is the ugliest. It is the most terrible action figure in an entire 2-bedroom apartment filled to the brim with action figures. It is the king turd, and I kind of love it.
You know what? It reminds me of the Jinx a little bit. It's like related to the Jinx that we did in the Tiger Force Toys R Us 6-pack that Johnny Boyce, rest in peace, bless his soul, that he did. It's a very simplified, thing. You don't like it because it's yellow and it is not in the spirit of Snake Eyes, right? If this were another character, you would probably love it, right?
I just didn't like Tiger Force at all. That was just me, though. I know it's very popular.
Oh, Tiger Force is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
such a fantastic line.
It's a fun kind of ugly because it's yellow, but the fact that it's a ninja with a sword and no elbows and no knees and orthopedic shoes, and I mean, he is a terrible action figure in the reaction line, and I kind of, he's so bad that I kind of love him. This one is more of a legitimate attempt, and if you like Tiger Force, then by all means. But this is a full 3 or 4 points better than the regular reaction one.
Yeah,
just right off the bat. This could still be the worst of the reaction plus line for you, and it's still like, if it's a 4 out of 10, that means it's still better. It's like 5 points better than the reaction equivalent.
So G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17 made a comment about, I love that Jinx that I referenced, that Tiger Force Jinx. Right. So funny story on that Jinx. If you remember it, it's a green base with yellow tiger stripe, yellow stripes, just like this Snake Eyes. And I actually came up with the color scheme for that. I painted it up for John Boyce and gave it to him. I did I did the paint master for that. I don't have that figure anymore, but I did the paint master. And I was inspired to do that Jinx because of Bazooka's lower torso. If you remember Bazooka, he had the white football jersey, right? Patriots jersey, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Is that the story with Bazooka?
Is it Grogan? Is it Grogan?
Yeah, it's Grogan. I think it's Grogan. So, and then his lower torso was dark green with those yellow stripes. I said, wow, what if a whole figure was that? And so I did that Jinx. And then that Jinx came out, or we were showing it at a Comic-Con or something, and somebody came up and said, you ripped off Battle Cat. And I'm like, what's Battle Cat? I don't know He-Man. I've never paid attention to He-Man. I really had no idea, but they couldn't believe, that I didn't know what Battle Cat was. Since I've learned since what Battle Cat was, and my hat's off to Battle Cat. They had a great color scheme.
Right, it worked. It worked perfectly.
I love that you crushed that guy's whole fandom.
No, I mean
Battle Cat. I don't watch that crap.
He probably thought I was kidding, but honestly, I'm like, what's Battle Cat? I didn't know. So,
word burglar in the house tonight. I love how Tiger Force dyed their own hair.
Bergs, yeah.
That's some work for a guy like Frostbite. He's got the jet black hair, and then he's got to go full ginger.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Force clothes.
Come on.
I guess I don't know. They did such wacky things that they did. When they took team designations, changed their hair, and all. That's all that crazy stuff.
Right. Made himself far more susceptible to sunburn, far less susceptible to anesthesia.
Absolutely.
It's a tough run.
Yep. Good to see Word Burglar in the house. That's awesome.
So, Daryl, do you have any last bits? Any, like, maybe a website that folks can find these auctions and look that up and all that other good stuff? Or
well, it'll be on Heritage. I actually don't have that mini catalog I sent you in front of me, Mike, but the auction number might be on that. So the best place to go is to go look at Heritage for the auction. Let's see if it has a number. It'll be July 12th. They will, as it gets closer, I know they will do a ton of promotion. Anybody who ever has bid on, toys, certainly in Heritage, will probably get a lot of emails about it and catalogs in the mail and things like that. So I can't find it right now. So anyway, it'll all be on Heritage, and I'm sure there'll be more promotion as we get closer to it as well. So right now, I don't have anything to point. I don't have anything to point you to.
More information as well at alt.black.conspiracy/helicopter.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Oh, so there's a good question. Ooh, $5 question.
Oh, let me get back over there.
Yeah.
There we go. Josiah Alcorn, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Don't want to interrupt. When ready, what IP would Daryl like to see get the Super 7 reaction treatment?
Ooh, that's a good question, because already they're doing Micronauts, which I love, and I'm so glad they brought back Micronauts. The way they're doing it is weird, I will say that, because they're not respecting the original size ratios of all the Micronauts characters. Mm-hmm. So Super 7 tends to do some funky stuff, but let me see. So what would a great IP be? Wow, that's a good question. I mean,
maybe Reaction Plus. We don't necessarily want to give into that 5-point of articulation stuff.
It's Reaction Plus. So I never thought I would say this, but I would love to see what an O-ring Star Wars line would really look like. Just because I mean, I'm serious. I love O-ring as an art form. I think it's I think it's so cool, and what the Troy McKee's line that he's doing. What was it? Call sign Longbow.
Longbow.
And what Carson is doing. It's a work of art. I would love to see Star Wars, but that'll never happen. So aside from that, I would say maybe an Indiana Jones line in the Reaction Plus line. That's something that Super 7 could they possibly pick that up now that I think Hasbro is probably never going to do anything Indiana Jones again. I guess I would love to see Indiana Jones. That would be my thing, but I don't know. That's a good question.
Reaction Plus Adventure People.
Yeah, going back to the original.
That would be pretty awesome. I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
As Bionic 6, G.I. Joe 6 Deltas with you on O-Ring Star Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all kinds of options. Make sure that you are leaving yours in the big boy comments down below. Do all that cool YouTube stuff. So what do you say? We actually had some stuff happen today. There was actually some news to break.
Oh.
Hang around, do some news, Daryl. All right.
Let's hear some news.
All right. I'm gonna hit another button. I got news bumpers and everything. It's almost like we do a professional show when the host isn't completely lagging out.
Welcome back, Mike.
Right? But remember to do all that cool YouTube stuff while you're here. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and like the video. Share us in your social media circles, wherever that may be. Leave us a big boy comment down below. And, of course, hit the little bell to get all the subscribing or to subscribe and get all the notifications and all that other cool stuff. I'll straight, it's only been 387 episodes. I'll figure it out eventually, right? I tells you. But Mark Weber, first news item. Hey, Super 7 Reaction Plus leaked images of their next figures. Interesting that we had a conversation leading us right into this.
Wow.
But you can see there Lady J in her Sunbow gear. As we she was in that repaint line. I call it the repaint line, but it was the one that came first in that 250th anniversary US line. So no surprise. And number 2 is the one that I'm excited for. That is a Deep Six figure I have been waiting for 40 years.
Wow.
That is from his Marvel appearance in issue 28. Correct, Rob? 28?
28.
When
I do not remember that appearance.
Oh yeah, no, him and Roadblock go all super badass. So go back and read that one.
He also shows up wearing that suit in 25 when he was introduced before he gets into the deep sea suit in the shark.
Right now, Gilligan hat Deep Six, man, I'm in. I'm in.
Mike, you glossed over Lady J coming with her trademark crossbow. So that's good.
You know what, though, Mark? That crossbow's legit because if you watch the beginning of Revenge of Cobra, she runs on the screen in the opening sequence and shoots a little crossbow.
And Scarlet is so pissed.
She is honked off.
Talk about gimmick infringement.
Right. But that's where it comes from.
Man.
The scuttlebutt that I've always heard on that was originally that sequence had Scarlet animated in there.
You think?
No. We have a new female character. You got to put her in. And so they kind of drew Lady J on top. But whatever. He did have a little crossbow for that 1 second of film footage that got run on 5 whole episodes.
Right. All right. Good for her.
Then we've got Zartan based on his run in Marvel when he was killing the Arashikage clan. And then we've got a Ninja Force Cobra Commander, which is totally out of whole cloth. Mark Webber will be excited.
That looks terrifying. But I don't have any problem with new stuff, right? The whole line was built on new characters.
Wow.
Good for them.
That's what I'm saying, man. You're always talking about new stuff. We got new stuff.
Look, it doesn't mean I have to like it, but I like that they did it. Is that fair? Yeah.
Well, it's an extension of the red, white, and blue salute to America. It's the salute to America Cobra Commander.
Right?
He's the guy that's going to bring down those anniversary Joes.
I am digging the weapons sprue is pretty cool though.
That is pretty cool. I have come to really appreciate the sprue. That is cool.
And then there is a Ninja Force Snake Eyes, which is again woven out of whole cloth. That is not based on the old Ninja Force Snake Eyes.
Okay.
Sub-Zero's long lost brother from Mortal Kombat, but whatever. Kind of cool in its own right. Also, some details. The card back shows the Cobra Viper Gunner.
Wow.
From the failed Flying Fortress crowdfunding project.
I was one of the ones who backed that project, sadly.
Yeah, I was on that until it went sideways and hit the ground.
Yeah.
And then only 5 Joes came running out of the wreckage.
Right.
Tragic day.
Yeah.
Heavy losses on both sides.
So yeah, it looks like
that's cool.
The Viper Gunner is going to be the 4th figure in that wave, is what it looks like. And then these 2 Ninja Force guys are something that's different. Ninja Force designs are new, and the weapons come on trees. Of course, pricing and availability is to be determined. We got our images from the surveillance port, but Lord knows he got it from any number of one of any number of different places. I can't track everything down all the time, so I'll give credit to surveillance port. You can go there and see who he credits, and that's the best I can do.
I think these are really cool. I like them.
Daryl, let's turn to you first, man. What's your highlight here? Which one you like the best? Which one are you waiting for the most?
Well, I like the fact they're doing Ninja Force, like new characters, new extensions of the that 90s line. I've really come to appreciate the 90s Joes. I remember everybody making fun of them when they were new for the time, but Hasbro, there were a lot of great figures in there, and I really like the design of the Snake Eyes. I'm not sure about Cobra Commander. I guess I'd have to see it in my hand, but I do like the colorways on this Snake Eyes a lot. And the fact that they're doing Ninja Force, kind of extensions of the things that, we have shelves of, or I will get up shelves of these things. So I like it. It's really cool. The Deep Six, I don't remember. And I've read all the G.I. Joe comics twice and made notes in a notebook. Just for future reference, and I never tracked, that it's almost like a civilian Deep Six, right? So I don't know if I would have tracked that as a figure that I would want to, elevate into the line. But I understand it, Mike, if you're a big fan of that one. So
I was just happy because Deep Six was such a bad figure. Like even in 1984,
yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
I thought he was a turd.
Yeah. So he's getting some redemption here, but I like to see new things and complementary things, and this is great. I didn't expect this. I'm surprised. What do you guys think?
We'll turn it to Ragtime Rob. Ragtime Rob, your thoughts?
You know what? This is maybe the first of these waves that I've kind of gone because I might buy some of these.
Mm-hmm. You don't want Flash? Come on, man.
I'm glad somebody's making Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Flash is a winner.
Yeah, he had, but like I said, I mean, these are, you know, that Lady J's a good looking Lady J, and if you want that, you know, I mean, people clamoring for years for the Sunbow Lady J in an O-ring. Well, there it is.
Yeah, I would love
the Deep Six is cool, and he comes with the axe. You know that he showed up. I was thinking, where did he get the axe from? And then I remembered, I think it's issue 36, where like Torpedo and Snowjob go off on the whale to scout something, and they get in a firefight, and then Cobras attack the Jane freighter. The Deep Six and Doc and Tripwire and Cutter on it, and they got to fight them off. And yeah, Deep Six is he chops down some guide ropes to unveil the missile launcher to blow up some Cobra bangs or something.
All right. Play-by-play action with Racktime Rob.
Yeah, there you go.
Mark Weber, your thoughts?
I'm a fan of that Lady J, even though I made fun of it. Just because there weren't that many core characters who had that different a look on Sunbow than they did from her figure. It was a notable departure from what you got as a figure. So I've always just kind of hoped, and we never got there because of limited item count, but I always wanted to get that Breaker made because he was that darker, dark blue gray on the cartoon. Right. That he never was in the figure. We just, the item count was always so restrictive, we could never get to it. But I like that. And the fact that Jay is, you know, one of the at least 20 most important Joes, right? So
for sure.
I dig that they're embracing it. It feels like, especially with them doing brand new stuff, which is fabulous, it feels like they're finally grabbing that wheel with two hands of where they need to be from a character selection standpoint on this line. So I think they should be pretty proud of this wave.
Right. In the last couple of waves, I think they've really done a good job. That's a fairly passable big lob that we got a couple waves ago. Mm-hmm. I picked up Flash and Dana out of the previous one. Mm-hmm. I mean, Flash, obviously, because, you know, I can't complain about Flash not being in classified and then not buy Flash when he shows up in other forms. And then the Sunbow Dana is pretty faithful. And, you know, again, that Deep Six figure, I have wanted that guy for 40 years. I have wanted an actual useful Deep Six.
Nice.
Not that I was a huge Deep Six fan, but man, that hunk of hollow plastic was just the worst.
You got a Deep Six later, not a mail-in too. So you got two versions of them later.
Right. But I was kind of done by that point.
Oh, right.
I was in middle school and thinking about girls for a few years.
Oh, I thought you said for 40 years you wanted a useful Deep Six. I'm like, well, you know, for 36 of those you could have had one.
Fair. It's fair.
That's true. But
well, yeah, that second Deep Six was a better figure.
34 of those, yeah. So this is for you then. This is great. It's a little bit of everything.
And I'm pretty happy about the Ninja Force stuff because it means I don't have to retire this bumper.
Okay.
Live forever.
I hope so, man. I hope I never have cause to retire that bump.
You should at least, I mean, it should be able to get you at least through June because you know that's coming up on a pre-order.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean,
you know what would be fun is if Super 7 looked to some of those designs like the Battlecore Ranger and things like that were never created. And in fact, when Dan Klingensmith was at Hasbro, we were going through binders. This is during the time of HasCon. We were going through binders and we found that whole wave of Night Force that were never created. You know, Super 7's got some great unmade figure concepts out there that they could, you know, salt into the line as well. You know, in addition to these extensions, I would love to see those. Some fantastic designs.
Yeah, it's a good call. That Battlecore Baroness would be a huge hit if they decided to put it out.
Yeah, they would. I agree. I
remember Battlecore Footloose was pretty cool too, with the booty hat.
Battlecore Footloose is a fantastic figure. So really good stuff.
I hardly recognize him without the diaper, Mike.
Without the diaper.
Yeah, without the diaper, hardly recommend.
This Footloose mention, of course, brought to you by Depends.
That's right.
You got some juice loose in that caboose. You slap a Depend on that end.
Oh, see, aren't you glad you came in tonight?
I found all the buttons, Daryl.
That's bad.
He found the buttons.
But so yeah, big news. Obviously we're gonna have an official on this come Yojo June. When they obviously will coordinate with the folks at Hasbro and the main line, so to speak. But yeah, cool that it's out there.
I love that it leaked in late May, or
Right.
what marketers would call "God damn it, May!" Right before Yojo June. There goes one of the big reveals, but happens to all of us. It's fine.
That's true. No brutal chest cut. That's what Marcus
You
knows.
don't need it. Come on now.
Joy of the O-ring. No brutal chest cut.
That's
No brutal
right.
chest cut.
That's why it's
No kid played with Real American Hero Joes and went, God, I wish he had an articulation point right across his chest. Right? Come on.
Sure they did, Mark. Sure.
No, they didn't, Mike.
They didn't.
No.
No, not at that size. No.
It never happened. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. But if you can put it on a figure that's a bigger scale, it almost vanishes, Rob.
Unless
Unless you don't want to keep the S aligned on Superman's chest.
well, see, that's normally on the top half anyway, and you're okay.
Oh, okay. Good. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh man. Yeah, there we go. Andrew Gauguin. He's got always sassy and classy. That's right. Firefly. Oh, I missed his. I get his comment in there, but Firefly asked me. My wife asked me if Dinah was Mrs. Claus, and did you say yes? Did you just roll with it, man? Don't.
Now she's going on the tree.
Don't just roll with it. Just roll with it. But Torpedo Mike, what? Why would you stop prioritizing G.I. Joe? Temporary insanity, man. I came back before I was out of college, so temporary insanity. But yeah, so anyways, next news item. Hey, Hyatt Toys was in on the action. This was actually getting revealed, I believe, while we were doing the show live last week.
Yeah.
Because Hyatt Toys works at a little bit of a different, time zones than we do here. But yeah, so the 1/18th exquisite line, we're going to see the Python Viper. That is going to be available in spring of 27. Again, expect to pay $35 to $40 for that one. A little bit of a design difference on this guy as compared to what we've seen in Classified. With the goggles, like those suckers are affixed to the head. They do not come off. Hopefully they move. That would be kind of cool. But you can see there he's got a couple of guns and a pistol and a spare set of hands and a knife and a backpack and a battle stand, and everything is just hunky dory. The Viper was always one of the better Python Patrol entries.
Yep.
And so they're doing it right here. Darryl, what do you think?
Well, it looks good. I still don't own any Hyatt Toys figures, and I don't know why. But I've been circling around getting some of these, but then if I get them, I'm all in. I'm a completist that way. So,
Right.
But it looks fantastic. I mean, these are some of the greatest 1/18th scale figures ever made. I really don't know. Are they taller than 3 3/4 figures? I really don't know.
They're kind of like the 25th or the 50th anniversary, just slightly bigger.
They're a little bit taller.
Yeah. I have a bunch, but I haven't opened any. The word is they're a little brittle.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
buyer beware, I guess.
But
Yeah,
they look fantastic. Really.
I only have one, and I'll let you guess which one I've got.
But are you army building that one?
I am not. No. I have one, and I did keep one in the package because I saw it was on sale for $11. So I bargain shopped my way into
There you go.
one to keep in box.
Yeah, that's probably my price. The price here is a little off-putting for a 1/18 scale figure.
Mike, where'd that Hyatt Toys Beachhead come from?
The first one, the one that is loose and playing free amongst all the other beachheads, came from the honcho.
That's right.
That's
Just so you guys don't think that it's just an Irizarry Target exclusive pipeline going to Rhode Island. Once in a while, we flip it back.
Right. Mark turns things around every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, Mark, your T-shirt came in. I got to mail that to you.
Oh yeah, you have to throw in the free comic book day Energon special too.
Right. We got that. So we got a care package forming. Mark.
Man, now I got to find more beachhead stuff.
That's right.
And send it to Rob and see what happens.
Ah.
I mean,
got to work that Seekonk flea market in the morning, Mark.
Right?
I'll say yeah. Daryl knows. He drives all over the country.
Absolutely.
All over the country.
Daryl had to move to Tennessee to find new hunting grounds because he had New England on lockdown.
Yeah. No, I actually never went to the Seekonk flea market, not once when I was there. I don't know why I didn't, because it was great. Or I heard great things about it, but I never went. Too busy, I guess. But I'm making up for it now.
Right.
Now that you have a garage dominium.
And traveling all over. Yep. Hunting toys.
I'm amazed that we're an hour and a half into this and still saying that right.
Garage dominium, that's it. You got it right.
Like Daryl, I expect you to have it. It's part, you own it, but I'm surprised I'm still getting it.
Now you got it on the mind, Mike. You can't get it out. You're gonna go search garage dominium.
I need shelves. Shelves.
You need shelves. It's all about you got to get the stuff behind you off onto the shelves. Get it displayed.
Right. It's
life will improve.
We're slowly weeding down the stuff from the shelves back there. That's the goal. Is that like it's all back there, so I can either get it displayed or get it out the door. That's the whole point of back there. Except for the Christmas tree, this is going to be here forever.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think presentation matters because it looks like Rob's got everything taken care of and under control. But I know
it's just off.
I know there's 8,000 long boxes.
Yeah.
If Rob lowered the camera a little bit, you would see
a disaster.
Yeah.
The stacks are going up to Rob's shoulders, basically.
Rob doesn't have a chair. He's just sitting on long boxes.
A throne of long boxes.
Yeah, it does double as furniture.
Mm-hmm.
It technically it's the guest room. But
who needs box springs, Mike? Just throw a mattress on them long boxes. You got a guest room.
No box springs. We've got boxes.
There you go.
But just plain old Jay is asking. So Daryl is the super honcho. Does that mean he is a super La Parka fan?
So I just had to look it up. So Super La Parka is it's a lucha libre wrestler. Is that right? Yeah. I don't know lucha libre, but I think it's really cool, and I'm glad that Boss Fight launched it. And I think it was one of Eric Aranya's passions to do that, and I think their line is really cool. But I'm not a wrestling collector, although I do totally respect the people who love it. It's cool.
But the fact that you're here is probably the only thing keeping us from having had about half an hour's worth of wrestling discussion.
Oh gosh.
It's one of our well-worn tangents.
Gotta imagine Daryl and Rey Mysterio have hung out in the 619 at some point, right? Come on.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard of Rey Mysterio.
All right, but next news item. Hey, look, we're into comics already. But here it is. Skybound G.I. Joe 22 is coming your way tomorrow. Crystal Ball. And again, like I said last week, sometimes a character just needs 40 years or so to breathe before he figures out
there we go.
Cool. And that's all it took for Crystal Ball is a 39 years of just letting him simmer. But Joshua Williamson wrote this one, Andrea Milana on pencils, Lee Loffridge on colors. I love this cover. And honestly, G.I. Joe Energon has not disappointed, not for a minute.
Excellent.
So I'm really excited for this one. And that is tomorrow at your local comic shop. Rack time, Rob, your thoughts?
Looking forward to reading it tomorrow.
All right, you be that way then. You just piggyback. Mark Weber, you caught up?
Yeah, well, not quite. I went to the shop today, which is dumb, but I had a big backlog, so I got some reading to do. I'm just thinking, just imagine theoretically if you were sitting on a treasure trove of 8,000 crystal ball figures, and now all of a sudden there's a little swell in popularity, right? He could probably retire. All them crystal ball figures he's got that went from being worth $1.50 to $1.75. You just print money over there.
I mean, that's Brian Kaufman's investment. 1,000 crystal ball figures at $7 a piece, going all the way up to $7.50 a piece.
Right.
That's a hell of a return right there.
Bob McFarlane used to say, "We'll make it up in volume." That's what we're talking about.
You'll never sell.
I think this story involves risk too. So
there too, they'll lower Brian into the ground and they will just push the pile of crystal balls on top of him.
I think so. Even if you tried to sell them, I think the market is like maybe for 10 customers.
I'm pretty sure you can still buy original crystal balls at Walmart right now. So I don't know how valuable they are.
Exactly. They're on their peg in the clearance aisle.
I remember going past them. Like, is there anything here I can buy today? I got $4 in my pocket. No.
You could have bought crystal ball, Mark.
I bought one. I only needed one to know it sucked, right?
I mean, you needed to buy a second one because invariably 10 minutes after you open it, that sticker fell off of the shield. You needed a new one.
You know, mine held up because it never got played with. It did get opened, but yeah.
Has worse track record than Mego bat symbols on Batman.
So Crystal Ball is getting his turn in the sun, just like other lesser Cobra villains have gotten theirs in the past. I remember what IDW did with Crocmaster. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I guess that's our hope, is that Crystal Ball gets that same kind of depth of backstory and that romance, right? What are some other obscure Cobra lesser villains that have had their turn in the sun that's worked out really well?
Well, we got in Energon, for example, we have seen Raptor.
Oh, okay. And I will say I've got all the issues of the Energon universe. I have not read them yet, so I don't know what I'm waiting for. Time. I don't have enough time to do everything. I can't read them while I'm driving across country, so I just don't have time.
I mean, old school fans are still begging for Dr. Venom, right? He only came out as that rare club figure. So.
I meant their turn in the comics, and I think Dr. Venom had a great arc.
Yeah, in the comics. Yeah, I guess that's the flip. Good comic run, not much figure.
Yeah.
I would love to see Interrogator, my favorite Cobra,
of course,
get a good run, right? Because he looks brilliant.
Sure. Interrogator's a good one.
Just plain old J. So who's more of an investment, Crystal Ball or Dr. Mindbender version 2? I mean, honestly, Dr. Mindbender version 2, he's loud and all, but you can always just turn to Dr. Mindbender version 1. So Crystal Ball he only got one shot, man. He got one shot.
Yeah.
Well, look, Dr. Mindbender version 2 does have the advantage of being a lovely target for missiles.
Right.
Yes, sir. So. Yeah, I don't remember a Crystal Ball Sonic Fighter or Ninja Force or God forbid Tiger Force. Crystal Ball.
Greg Augustin notes that Energon has introduced Dr. Monev. So
yeah.
He's coming.
Yep.
That's the flip. I'd like to see a Dr. Venom figure because hardly anybody has that club one.
But also from Skybound next week, No Joe, Void Rivals 30, and then Void Rivals Deluxe Edition hardcover book 2, and then on June 3 we get the G.I. Joe Deluxe Edition hardcover book 1. So it's June 10 before we get more original G.I. Joe content. And that'll be the next issue of Real American Hero. So,
Void Rivals is like what's on Joe Mind in comic form. Just a lot of guys talking.
Just a lot of yapping. They busted up a lot of Sharkticons the last couple months, though. So that was kind of
Good for them.
That's always fun.
I'll take your word for it, Mike.
right. Firefly notes that Interrogator did have 2 episodes in Deke, him versus Sonic Fighters Rock and Roll. Though.
Yeah.
So
the rockiest of rock and rolls.
Yeah. In related news, Sting had a WrestleMania match too. Just saying.
You're dragging out a donut from the bottom of the dumpster there, Mark.
Pretty much.
Anyhow, that next news item.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Hey, look, it's time again for another TeePublic sale.
About time.
Right, it's been a week. But at the end of the month, you can save up to 40% this time. This is the big sale, the big one, Elizabeth. We're coming home. Save up to 40% on tees. Enjoy that one got Daryl. Enjoy deep discounts on everything site-wide, from sweatshirts, mugs, magnets, ball caps, gym shorts, and more. Link is down below at the swag shop at TeePublic. Be sure to check out our new 15th anniversary designs by designer Cullen Davis. We have the 15th anniversary gold standard as preferred by Mark Weber.
That's right.
And then we have red, white, and blue steel as preferred by Racktime Rob.
Uh-huh.
So, and I bought one of each.
Oh, straddling that fence.
Nice.
I need them both, but they're there, and they're 40% off. Act now through the end.
Looking good.
If they don't buy them now, they'll have to wait till June.
Probably June 5th or 6th before it goes on sale.
Yeah, at the rate that they're going.
So yeah, we go to May 31st, and then like 5, maybe 6 days without being on sale. But anyways, it's right there. If you want to get it in before your summer con season gets rolling, this is the time. They're turning things around pretty quick. I sent an order in, got it back in what, Rob? 5 days?
Yeah, about a week, no more.
Quick.
Yeah,
it was quick.
And Diana's loving them, loving those designs.
Right.
I think Diana's comment was actually about her going through the omnibuses, which is amazing, Diana.
It doesn't matter, Daryl. We're stealing the comment for our designs because our husband did do them.
Exactly. This is like a movie review, and I'm loving it. These designs are great.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
But it's all right there for you at the swag shop. Link is down below in the description. Be sure to check that out while you got yourself a long weekend coming up. I hope, anyway. Hope you get at least some time off this Memorial Day. Everybody should get some time off.
Diana wants to know if they come in cat sizes.
They come in cat sizes.
But
no.
They come in splash sizes. Just get a medium.
Right. Next news item.
Splash.
Speaking of next weekend.
All right.
You can kick off your summer with us. And by us, I mean me and Racktime Rob, because Weber's a square.
Yep.
We'll be in Cincinnati or more specifically, Westchester, Ohio, at the Holiday Inn Cincinnati North on May 24th. That is Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. At the Ohio Toy and Comic Show. They're there from 10 to 4. It's $5 to get in. Early bird for 10 gets you in at 9 o'clock. There's over 150 tables of dealers, and I think us. I may even have stuff to sell. Who knows? Door prizes every hour. Daryl, you're not that far away, man. You could drive up for this, right?
Well, I was just in Cincinnati last weekend. I was playing in a Magic tournament there at the whatever First Horizon or whatever it is, the convention center.
I have no idea.
So I'm not going to turn around and go back. It is only about 5.25 hours from here, though. I know that Cincinnati is a great city. I love it. But
it's not that big an ass. Daryl drives to San Diego.
Right.
Hey, like you could get to Cincinnati on lunch.
But next week I'm going to Dallas, so that's a big trip.
Fair.
So
That's
I can't go to Cincinnati this weekend and then go to Dallas. I'm hoping to get my display cases this weekend, so I have to be there for that.
That's true. You got to put together stuff this weekend. You got to get to work.
Yep.
But just plain old Jay asking the important questions. Is free parking at famous statues? Parking is free. Famous statues. Watch the beginning of WKRP. There's some statues in there. Famous historical landmarks. The Hall of Justice is in Cincinnati.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the building that they modeled the Hall of Justice after, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Is that the Superpowers line Hall of Justice? Is that
the original Super Friends Hall of Justice? Yeah, that
the Super
Superpowers one came
Friends
from.
Hall of Justice. Right. Okay, cool.
So maybe we will see Daryl.
I didn't.
I believe the building actually shows up in the last Superman movie.
I don't remember seeing the building, but I'll have to.
Yeah.
So I'll have to figure out which it is, and next time on my next trip to Cincinnati, make sure I see it.
It's Union Station in Cincinnati.
Union Station. Okay, it's good to know.
Bart Simon asks, where do I pick up the free kids? I believe kids are free. And I imagine they will have information for you at the door.
Rob, isn't Union Station where they have the statue of injured Joe Burrow, like holding his knee?
Well, I believe it's kind of like when you see the Passion in a church. There's different stages.
Oh, okay.
So quick question for Daryl from Skeletron. Ben Conway wants to know, joined late, sorry, did Daryl cover what display cases he ordered that are coming in?
Yep, I'm looking them up right now. They are what? Let me see if I can find them real quick. They are, I don't know the exact name. I'm having trouble getting them on the website, but you can find them on the place I got them from in Atlanta is called Display Fixture Superstore. And the display cases I got are I think they're called Extra Vision cases. They're frameless 48-inch full view wall cases. So they're all glass on all sides, 4 feet wide, 6 feet tall, and I think 20 inches deep, something like that. So they're just they look like, I guess if I can show you this, they look like
this out of here.
They look like that basically. So and you can adjust the shelves. Actually, this one may not be the exact one I got, but it's very similar to that. So the shelves can be adjusted because, putting 3 3/4. I want the armies on flat surfaces rather than on risers. So basically, the having adjustable shelves is really important for G.I. Joe and for Star Wars, especially displaying, because I want to display more Star Wars, especially more scene based. G.I. Joe, I want more army based. Things like that. So I need to have adjustable shelves. So that's what it is. So I just bought a bunch of those, and I'm doing the lighting myself on those. So to save some of the money, so I'll put the LED strip lighting in along all the shelves.
Were they running a deal, Daryl? Like buy 38, get 2 free or something?
Well, as a matter of fact, if you do spend a certain amount, you get a discount, and I took advantage of that discount. So I made sure I hit that. So basically, it's like getting a free display. Buy 9 get 1 free.
There you go.
Kind of thing. So
Jason Reed says it's right in his area. He should be able to make the Ohio Toy and Comic Show.
All right.
There you are, Jason Reed. Stop by the booth. Ragtime Rob and I will be there. Just plain old Jay asked, so you have to pay extra to not take the free kid? No. Still just $5.
Free is free. Yeah.
Right. There's no penalty. You show up with your own kids, they probably feel bad for you. Anyway, that's a terrible thing to say. I'm a heel. I'm the least favorite person on my own show. But Skeletron notes that sounds fancy. There you are, Daryl.
Yep, that logo is like very complicated. There's a lot going on in that logo. A lot of fonts, a lot of colors, a lot of homages to different IPs, I guess. So,
right,
it's got it all going on.
I honest to God, for a second there, I thought you were talking about the What's on Joe Mind logo. What?
No, that's simple.
Tried and regular one, right?
Very simple. I know. I'm looking at the Ohio Toy and Comic Show logo. So, I mean, I think the ampersand could have worked a little bit harder to be like, an S or, something from a superhero. I don't know. So,
that's an idea. We'll run it past the showrunners.
Yeah.
We don't need a Cybertronian ampersand. I don't think they use ampersand.
That's right. That's right.
But, next news item.
Ampersand.
We've got our G.I. Joe Fund Maze all linked up down below. Be sure to, if you've got just $1, $2, $5 laying around after all this stuff that we've told you to buy.
Mhm.
But be sure to visit our, help our friends out who have merely committed the cardinal sin of being underinsured. Roger Taft, our good friend and occasional guest of the program from After Action Report, he's got problems with his eyes that require surgery and treatment to take care of. Jamie Sullivan's foot surgery is, of course, an ongoing saga. We recommend just following him on Facebook to get the full story there. But he is close to seeing the end of that, hopefully. Cousin Kenny from the toy department is trying to recover from an unjust lawsuit. And Diana Davis, who you see in the live chat tonight, she is still half buried under a mountain of vet bills from saving her little crusty nose booger, Splash, who ate the curtains.
Crusty nose booger.
I suppose that is like a double snot take there. So that is kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. But regardless, be sure to follow those links down below. Whatever you can give, and even if you can't give, just spread the word. It's a small community, but it's a big community. So whoever is seeing this for the first time may have that $1 or $2 or $5 that you don't have. So if you can't donate, at least communicate.
Mhm.
Next news item. If you've got some news that happens and it's not Tuesday, be sure to visit the surveillance report at surveillance-report.com. Every so often, we're not doing a live stream. There's usually 6 days a week. We're not here at all. But Surveillance Report is always there, covering the ground, and then we pick up on Tuesday and we give it to you in living color. Why did he take the one that's the toughest to spell? I don't know. Take a screen cap. Maybe just type it in later once we're done, or open a new window. But it's surveillance-report.com for all the latest and greatest. You saw us swiping their pictures earlier, and of course, living. Absolutely. But Eric and company do a great job of keeping things going over there. And of course, they also they'll direct you towards things like reviews that we don't necessarily do here on What's on Joe Mind. It's all one big happy family. Surveillance-report.com. Just plain old Jay with the very important fact. The most important news is always for Tuesday. Tomorrow is always Wednesday. There you go. Usually the big news drop happens on Wednesday, just to irritate me. And that's it. G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is proud to present Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank. Be sure to tune in, catch the boys every Sunday at noon. They've got a new project going. I have to admit, I did not see this Sunday's episode to know what that new project is. So if you go find out, you'll be one step ahead of me. Lord knows, these last 2 weeks, I have barely had a minute to myself, it feels like. But yeah, check them out. We've got them linked up on our channel page. That should be down below somewhere. You see their logo on there.
Ish.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. What can I tell you? It's getting late. And don't forget, returning next week. I've lost the button. There it is.
Haunting.
Yeah.
That's right. The most anxiety-causing opening in G.I. Joe podcasting. Stump Rack Time Rob returns for season 2, starting next week. Sponsored by the folks at After Action Report.
Nice.
We take questions right out of their latest publication, the G.I. Joe Trivia and Answer Book, and we try to stump Rack Time Rob. He will have assistance from the honcho and whatever guests are around. Next week, our guest will be David Allen.
Oh, David Allen, great.
And so you never know. It may all work out well for Rob next week. He's got a lot of help on board. Not so much for Mark, but I figured Dave's got some stuff stored up there.
No, but new for the show. Now, when Rob gets a question wrong, in the spirit of Japanese game shows, Mike runs in and hits him in the back with a wiffle bat. It's going to be a great show.
We're not rewarding knowledge. We are punishing ignorance.
That's right.
Wiffle bat. This is a Japanese game show, man. Kendo stick.
Oh, now we're talking.
Take the cap off. It makes lots of noise. Then chug a beer like the Sandman.
I can't wait to see what Rob looks like next week, fully in summer mode. Like you can hit him with as many kendo sticks as you want. He's still grinning.
Right. He'd just shrug them off.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm done.
Whatever. I'm not getting bit today.
The show will still be on at midnight. It'll just be Rob going, we're going all night, baby. I don't gotta be up for nothing.
Excuse me. So we went a little out of order tonight. Normally we do news first, and then we do our host segment second. But you know what? My computer was busy melting down, so we went host segment first. So
somebody asked me what was going on, so I'm sorry. I can tell stories.
No, not at all, man. That's the honcho improvising, and Lord knows we're lucky to have him. That's that radio experience right there from Mark Weber.
Right.
And Daryl had a lot to say, so I also knew when to shut up and lay out.
Right. Because you used to work for him. So, yeah, I imagine you'd, yeah.
I know what's up.
Yeah.
Super honcho. That's hilarious. I love it.
And we'll beat this into the ground as much as we can. So, ordinarily we would do some Q&A with the crowd. If you got a quick one, we can certainly do that. But remember, Super Chat is live. We are going to get out of here pretty soon. But I did promise that we did have one segment coming, and that is, of course, the Beachhead Tally. So get ready, Daryl.
Yes, the Beachhead Tally.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. Oh, that's impressive.
Spared no expense.
That is impressive.
262. There is about, I want to say 70 of them on the desk here that are just kind of getting sorted, and I'm trying to figure out a way to use new.
Wait. Did you say sorted or sordid? Because it's a completely different thing.
Ugh.
I mean, they did not mold a version of that figure without pants, so it's all sorted with a T.
Fair.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get more than one at a time in the light cube. I'd like to put some of this on Instagram, but we're not having a whole lot of success. So I think we're just going to have to wait until we've got a whole mess of them on a shelf, or perhaps a 4-way glass lighted cabinet.
You got to make that happen,
right? Yep. I mean, you wouldn't like at 150, Daryl. It was still all fit in one box, which is why I kind of chuckled when you said you got to have 150 of them by now. But yeah, sure.
That was a long time ago.
So that was a while back.
I was trying to remember the last total I heard you say, but maybe it was, I don't know.
It's a lot. It's starting to get a little unwieldy. I've got to figure out some things.
I think so.
Because I'm still collecting other stuff too. Like last week, I meant to show everybody because I got this in, but I finally got myself a spirit that has freedom with his foot claws.
Nice.
Hey, congrats!
Right, like that's a thing, and I know you mentioned that you hate using eBay. I kind of do too, but I was looking at one on eBay, and I just kind of favorited it, and then that guy sent me an offer the next day that I couldn't say no to.
That's right. That does happen. That's great.
Right? So you just like way like I did not pay a whole lot for that, and I really should have. But I did head out today. I did find this guy at a local comic shop. Just another bat, just another 86 bat for the Army there.
Just another one of my favorites. I love those.
Right. I had it was a good price, and it had its file card, and I had a coupon. And it was my birthday last week. So we were just lining up reasons. Lining up reasons. So, but yeah, 262. I did have a couple of them. There's a couple of them that are still in the shipping that if we needed to fill more time, we were going to do a live unboxing again.
Wow.
We're running a little short on time.
Wow.
We don't need to necessarily do that on the air. I will not bleed for these people tonight. But Daryl, you get anything fun yourself last week or so that you want to show off to the fans at home?
Let's see. No, I've been traveling so much that the stuff I've gotten is piled up. I haven't even been able to open it yet. So the most recent crazy thing I got was I got a set of original Mars Attacks cards from Topps. I finally dove in and got an original set. It came up as a Heritage auction. There have been a number of Mars Attacks sets that have gone through Heritage recently. They've all gone crazy. And then I bid on this one. And, it's one of those things where if like 5 crazy things come up for auction, bid on the 5th one. And, I got a much better deal on it than the early ones. The condition was great. So and only one of the cards was actually graded. When it comes to cards, I don't like them slabbed. I want to put them in my binder with all my other Mars Attacks cards. So I got that. Very happy about that. So I left that in my office. Otherwise, I would show you that. But Mars Attacks for me.
We forgive you.
Yep.
That's not the movie from the late 90s, early 2000s. That we're talking the originals.
The cards that inspired it.
Yeah, this is the original 1962. I think is when Mars Attacks came out. The original card line that inspired that Tim Burton movie. Yep. Which is a guilty pleasure. It is a terrible movie. It's really bad, but it's kind of fun.
It's kind of there's some fun cheesy parts in it.
There's fun. It's just embrace the over the top cheese.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's got some charm. I agree.
Yeah.
I have a set that I got when the Batman movie in '89 came out. We issued a set of the cards that they did for the '66 TV show. And I got that, and basically I think they were all painted by the same guy who did the Mars Attacks artwork.
Oh, Norm Saunders?
Yes.
So what did you get, Rob?
Basically, it's the original Topps cards from when the Batman TV show hit back in '66.
Oh yeah. Norm Saunders did all those too.
Yeah.
And Norm Saunders also did wacky packages, all the early wacky packages. He did so much great art. I would love to own some Norm Saunders original art, but that remains a goal, for someday. They do come up now and again, but they go for a lot of money now. Those Batman, I think the last Batman ones that sold were like $20,000, for those little illustrations.
Yeah, this was a repro set, so it's just but it was still it's still nice. It came in a nice box, and the cards are really nice, and they glossed them up and stuff like that. So it's a nice presentation.
I think I bought that for you. I think that was a
birthday. I think Mom got it for me for my birthday. She pre-ordered it for my birthday, I think. Was it?
Might have been Stinky.
Yeah, it wasn't Stinky.
You don't know nothing. Ragtime Rob, you got anything you want to share real quick?
No, like I said, I basically this came in last week. I got to open it this week. The Joe Trivia Activity book.
So you're studying up.
Trivia Activity.
Just plain old Jay with a super chat. Very important life question. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African or European?
Right.
African or European. That's right.
Can't be answering complete questions.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mark Weber, you got anything you want?
That's a great one.
Just quick, I kind of cherry picked Transformers, and I passed on this at Christmas, but it was half price at Walmart, so I got my little Steeler helmet. Turns into a robot.
Yeah.
The robot's kind of wonky, but the helmet's dynamite, right?
right?
Plus, they save on paint apps if it's a Steeler helmet.
Oh,
So there you go. There you go.
Just imagine how much they save with the Browns.
Right? No, they don't save anything because they don't friggin' sell.
Right.
Take that, Ohio.
Just sits on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mark, how many of those Transformers did they do? I think there were like, were they 8 of them or something like that?
They had 4 in the original set,
Yeah.
and now they've just announced another 4.
Another 4.
I think they're all the same, exact same tooling. I don't think the heads are even different. But
Yeah, I think it's identical. Once you have a great helmet, man, don't reinvent the wheel, right?
no, just keep going. And so I like the concept a lot. Daxon Takara had a baseball hat Transformer years ago. I wonder if they'll go into that or not. But if you were going to pick one, yeah, I would start with football. But once you've done the top 8 most popular teams in the US, I don't know about 9 to 12. If the Steelers helmet was half price in 5 months, I wonder how deep they'll get.
I mean, we know all the helmets they should be doing. It's all the NFC East teams, right?
Pretty much.
The Steelers. I don't even think the Pats were one of these.
They haven't done the Pats yet. They did. It was Dallas. They did Dallas, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and somebody for the first 4.
Yeah.
Was the 49ers?
I think it was San Francisco was the other
San Fran.
San Francisco is cool. Good colors for a Transformer.
Yeah. The weird thing they did, and this was a distribution thing somehow, the Dallas one was only available till the playoffs, and then the Cowboys stuff has to go away.
At best, the first game.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cleared out immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Very good.
That's Daryl DePriest. You got any shout outs?
Shout out to no, I don't have any shout out to my wife for supporting all my crazy.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no shout outs. Shout out to Ace for being such a bad influence and making my buy so much stuff. But
that's shout out. You spent an hour of the program establishing that shout out, sir. That needed to happen.
Yep. Exactly. So back to you, Mike.
Rack time, Rob.
Shout out to Daryl. Thanks for coming in. And thanks to the studio audience.
My pleasure. It's always fun to hang out. And Diana, you're right. Art Spiegelman did Wacky Packs. He wrote most of the Wacky Packs. I don't know if he did any art for Wacky Packs, but I could be wrong on that. I do want to go back and look at it. But that's a great comment.
Mark Weber.
Just shout out to my son Derek, who's home from college this week, and now he's off on a mission trip to Zimbabwe.
Oh wow!
So let's hope he can find some Tiger Force snake eyes at that Zimbabwean Target store. Yeah,
he can find some 2026 Patriots NFL championship gear. I'm sure
that's true. That's a little sharp for our guest, but fine. Yeah, I heard their coach didn't win a ring this year, but he might lose one.
Oh,
too soon?
Oh, a little bit.
Too soon.
Oh, that is too soon. That's a blow.
Might have been.
I'm melting down a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next news item.
I don't know.
Like Daryl's getting that in stereo because where did he coach before he was in New England?
Oh, that's right, Tennessee.
Yep. He was here, and I thought they were fools to get rid of him, but
yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
former Steeler too. So
the Pats just I don't know, man. They just the kind of news they create is just ridiculous. It's tough to be a Pats fan. It really is.
I think he's Teflon basically because look what the owner got in trouble for a couple of years ago. Right?
I know.
How's he going to come off the high horse?
What can he really say? At least his wife had passed away, hadn't she?
Yeah, but wasn't he with the Iron Man stewardess by that point? I remember that wasn't a very long turnaround.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. But
Next week on a whole new segment.
We'll do some research and come back
Hot
to that.
football gossip.
Yeah.
I will reiterate Ragtime Rob's shout out and say thank you to our studio audience. We appreciate you guys coming in week after week after week. If you're catching us on replay, we love you just as much. You count just the same. We appreciate you spending the 2 hours with us every week. Whenever you decide, that's the time. And of course, to our audio only listeners, I mean, get with the program. It's really tough. It's really tough to find the time to update everything every week. I'm having a lot of trouble. So I guess we'll hang the help wanted sign out there and say, hey, if you want to create some audio files.
Who wants some audio files?
But eventually you'll hear this, provided you're not just coming over to YouTube anyway, because Lord knows that hasn't been the primary format for the show for 6 years or anything.
For a written transcript of tonight's program.
Right. Call 1-800-MY-ASS. That's ass with 5.
No. That might be a real number, Mike.
Might be. Count on it. But and of course to our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys. That's what I was forgetting to do. I was forgetting to play the spot. Oh well, we won't do that.
You were even there this week.
We will sing. I was there this week. I brought
That
them.
counts. Personal appearances count.
Right?
Fix it in post, Mike.
Yes.
There's no post.
There's barely a pre. Let's be honest.
I mean, everybody was late to pre-show, and we still went off. Come on now. But yeah. So again, if you've got notes, be sure to visit our homepage at alt.black.conspiracy/helicopters, or just write us an email. What's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. If you've got questions for the show, things that if you're maybe not a live viewer that you want us to answer for you or have our celebrity guests get to for you, that's a good way too. Email is always the best way to get a hold of us because Lord knows instant messages on social media they don't work so good. They tend to get lost track of. But anyways, our Kokomo Toys theme song. Kokomo.
Kokomo
Toys. Kokomo.
Toys.
And that's worth at least a dozen donuts right there. That's the deal we got with Kokomo Toys, Daryl. If I show up, I got to bring them donuts.
Oh, that sounds good. Donuts is good.
Apparently, the like I was bringing them fancy donuts from a place down here in town by us north of Indianapolis. They opened a branch, they opened a one in Kokomo, so I got less special. I'm less special now. I gotta find a new donut spot.
We may have to start going to Jack's or something.
No, they got one of those too.
No, I got one of those too.
Kokomo has more donut game than they're willing to admit. Anyways, that's all we got this week. Be sure to join us next week. Again, our guest will be David Allen of the I know I'm going to screw this up, but the G.I. Joe New News is his own personal thing that he does on Facebook every week, and he'll be with us. Time to crack the seal on Joe Fest.
Yep.
Oh.
David Allen next week. So that is going to be the discussion. If you got any questions about Joe Fest, by all means, bring him because we're going to have the number 2 guy for Joe Fest in the house talking G.I. Joe with us.
Yep, I'll be there. I'll be there at Joe Fest this year as well.
All right, so we will probably not. I don't think it would take a lot at this point.
Come on, let's go.
It was nice when they invited us.
Says Daryl the Globetrotter.
Yeah,
right. Although I mean, if Daryl drove, we could drive to Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And then carpool with Daryl, maybe.
Yeah. You'd come straight down 70. Oh no, let's not get on this whole freeway thing. No.
70s jam.
70s jam.
That happens enough.
But we're on 75. You're on 75. Cincinnati's on 75. You guys aren't.
Cincinnati's 74, isn't it? or we take 74 to Cincinnati and then get on.
Cincinnati's got 71 and 75. 75 being the one that goes straight down to Atlanta, and it goes right by Chattanooga.
Look at what I did there.
Mike, do you know that Roman Reigns came to the ring since we started this out?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's not possible, Mark. Roman Reigns never makes it to the ring.
Just saying.
Diana's right. There's no avoiding the freeway bit, and I jumped into it. We were going to escape until I did that.
We probably were, but Daryl saved us.
Damn it.
Oh, no. We got to keep that streak alive.
Oh, God.
It's usually Mark that does it, I think, right?
I couldn't stop laughing. Anyhow, we will be back next week at 9 p.m.-ish, give or take, with another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Again, David Allen will be our guest. Until then, stay safe. And if you can't, be careful. Have a great rest of the week, everybody.
Great seeing everybody. Great talking to you guys.
Good
Bye,
seeing
Diana.
See you too, Daryl. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Thank you.